So what really happened to beloved fitness icon Richard Simmons, who has not been seen for more than 8 years now? There are many theories out there. His housekeeper is holding him hostage. His beloved dog, that is, died, left him devastated. He has medical issues that have made it too difficult for him to continue working. Or he was just burnt out listening to other people's problems. Or maybe he was transitioning to become a woman. Some of these are absolutely false. Others, however, do hold some weight. TMZ combed through the facts, and Harvey Levin himself joining us live with more on why the beloved icon really just disappeared into thin air. I mean, it really is. He was just like poof and he was gone, Harvey.
February 15th, 2014, Holly. That's the last time we saw him in public. Haven't seen him since. And that's more than 8 years. So, yeah, this is a guy who went from everywhere to nowhere. And there have been a lot of wild theories on why Richard Simmons has just vanished. And we spent a lot of time on this. We've talked to people who know. We have answers. We can answer some of the theories and tell you whether they're true or false. And we can tell you exactly why he has disappeared and where he is now and what he's doing. It is really interesting because when you think about him, you know, it is this loud, high voltage guy. Turns out he is the exact opposite of that character. This was an act, and not that that's bad, but it was an act. He is a very different person from who you think you know. And we're going to get into that on the show tonight at 8 o'clock on Fox.
So, Harvey, you guys do a lot of different investigations, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being really difficult and you just weren't getting answers anywhere you turned. How hard was this one?
It's so interesting. I thought it was going to be next to impossible, and it wasn't that hard. It really wasn't. I mean, there are, we have talked to people in his life and, as well as LAPD detectives who interviewed him. And when you talk to them and kind of piece it all together, we've done a lot more difficult things in terms of just, trying to probe and figure things out than this. It wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be.
I mean, were we not asking the right people or not asking the right questions?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure what the answer is, but when you start talking to a volume of people and you start piecing it all together, getting into the dog, the hostage issue, the transitioning issue, and all the other stuff, it all kind of narrows down to a couple of things. And I don't know. I mean, it's baffling to me that it's taken this long, but I really do think we have answers on this one.
Okay, so you said it narrows down to a couple of things. Is it something where we watch and it's going to narrow down to something that's relatively benign or something that's more salacious? Because the theories run the gamut.
Yeah, I don't think it's salacious at all. I mean, I think you're going to, in many ways, it's relatable. And you will see. I mean, I'm not going to give it away.
I know you're not.
I'm not going to give it away, but there are relatable reasons, or at least understandable reasons, why Richard Simmons just packed it in.
Okay, so are you going to answer this question? Why doesn't Richard Simmons just come out and say, this is what I've been doing, or this is where I am? Why all the secrecy?
Well, it's interesting. We have Dr. Phil on the show, and one of the things he said is when people with extreme personalities make changes, they tend to make extreme changes. And so when you think about going from, being everywhere on television, radio, infomercials, home shopping and all that stuff, when he's doing all that and he makes a huge change, the extreme is nowhere. So when you think about extreme personalities reacting that way, psychologically, it kind of makes sense.
Harvey, you are being so cryptic. I know you're doing it on purpose.
No.
I just want to know, in the end, am I going to want to be sweating to the oldies again after I watch this?
I think you're going to want to sweat to the oldies, but you're not going to get a new volume of sweating to the oldies. I promise you that.
All right. Well, TMZ, you guys always dig deep and do the good work. Thanks for joining us this morning, Harvey. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right, and just a reminder, TMZ investigates what really happened to Richard Simmons, and it premieres tonight at 8 right here on Fox 5. Claire?
All right, well, coming up, Idris Elba is sharing the tense environment.